Hi, today we're going to make a really fun project for children under the age of 10. We're going to use materials that don't require any kind of nipping. It's just designing, gluing, grouting, and having a whole lot of fun.
Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome.
This is Jonathan, this is Leah, and we are happy to have them today to show you exactly how to do this fun project. The surface we're going to be using today are these very inexpensive wood frames you can get at most hobby stores. I really like these frames because they don't have any miters, so there's no place for the wood to split apart. There's this loose dowel. You don't want to lose this, because if you lose it, then you'll have to put this on an easel of some sort. So a little trick, I just tape it to the back of this. And I want to keep this piece of cardboard because it's a nice template for if I want to cut out a photograph or a mirror to put in my surround. It's always a good idea to properly prepare our base, our substrate. These are wood, they're very porous, so my suggestion is to rough this up a little, give it some tooth, and then we're going to give it a primer coat of 50-50 white PVA glue and water. It just really helps take some of the porosity out. Obviously, this is not a step you want the little kids to do because it involves a box cutter. So I'm just slicing, again, just getting some tooth. I've already prepared for Jonathan and Leah these pieces, but all I did here, this is an old bottle of Well Bond. Rather than throw it away, I just mixed some water in it, pour water in it, and then I can just paint this over the scored substrate. These were done last night. I did let them dry overnight. Just a couple hours is fine. Today we're using these wonderful ceramic materials. These are a little bit of glass, but these are all so super kid friendly because we don't have to do any cutting and the kids can still do a really fabulous design. And on this tray we decided to just stick with a very monochromatic palette. So our young helper here is going to make a blue surround. Over here we just have a lot more fun things, some leaves, some hearts, different shapes. This is actually called Lucky Charms. Remember those marshmallows? So this piece will be a little more colorful. So let's go ahead and get started. Work on a template, then you don't have to move everything twice. How much space do I leave in between each tile? A good range is between 1/16 to 1/2 of an inch, since we will be using sanded grout.
So I decided to collaborate lots of different shapes in weird spots and weird angles. And
I love it. I think it looks really great. And you're going to collaborate with different materials. That's really a sophisticated word. So my friends here are pretty far along and have a really good sense of where they're going on design and color. So I think it's time we start gluing. My favorite adhesive for a project like this is Well Bond. It's a good quality white PVA glue, non-toxic and water soluble. Well, beautiful, beautiful job. So we're going to let these dry, probably overnight. They need a little while for that Well Bond to set up. So we're going to need several things to get going. Mask, because we want to work safely. It's always good to have a little dry paintbrush. I have some dry sponges. You'll see why we need those in a bit. Always handy to have some sort of protection for your hands. So I have some kid-size latex gloves, some rags, some dry paper towels that are industrial strength. I'll talk more about those. And of course the grout and some things to mix with. When I mix grout, I like to start with a little water in the container first. We've decided to just use a nice medium gray grout for both of these projects. We always use sanded grout. A great trick, of course, is a squirt bottle so that you don't overwater. We have several other videos on our YouTube channel about mixing grout that you can refer to. Okay, we're ready to really grout now. I went ahead and mixed up some of the grout for the kids. They each have their own bowl. We're doing a really nice middle-of-the-road gray grout because it's going to really enhance both of these projects. I want you to take a big glob of that and just put it right on top of there. Jonathan's will probably cure out, will dry out a bit faster because his grout lines are not as big. What we're doing now is taking off all the excess grout just with our hand so that we can let this sit for a little while before we start wiping off. We might even take some of our extra grout and smear it along the edge. This won't really stick, but it will dye the wood color just a bit. These edges also can be painted. If you happen to lose a piece along the way while you're grouting, you have two options. You can just forget about it and fill it in with grout, or you want to properly repair it. Clean out that space, glue it back down, and then do a grout repair later. All right, we're going to take off our grout now. Fantastic. How long before we can take the grout off really depends on how big those grout lines are. We're just giving this one a final buff with a rag, and in this case we want this to be a mirror. So we've pre-cut a mirror and I'm going to insert it. Look at that beautiful face. See, this piece of cardboard can be really handy. Now I have a template exactly where to cut my photo. Jonathan, you want this to be a picture frame?
Yes.
I got the perfect picture, my mother-in-law. I'm going to turn this over. I've used my template to cut the picture. What a fabulous picture frame. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, life's a mosaic. You pick the pieces.